Hello, my name is Max. Today I am in Berlin. It's very cold out here, but it's a sunshiny day, which is beautiful and very unusual for Berlin. Today I'm going to do a review. I'm going to review a YouTube channel which I follow, Sam Miller, The Great Allowing. Now, Sam is not a he, it's a she. It's a wonderful lady, very warm, very thoughtful, very candid, and the message she has is very powerful regarding the awakening of all those trapped feelings we have inside in the body. I have found her videos and her teachings very helpful. I have done some of her meditations and they've been great. I would say amazing. And I feel the release of all those stuck feelings that have probably been there for forever, since my childhood, I suppose. But how did I get to find Sam? Well, I did a lot of searching. I did Zen meditation for about 15, 20 years. I followed non-duality teachers like Rupert Spira, an Indian teacher also, Gautam Sakaveda. I I did the Finder's course, and that course was very powerful. I had some experiences and non-duality experiences that were amazing. Feeling one with everything and being in a state of peace for 2 or 3 days, deep peace. So throughout all these years, I had wonderful experiences in my spiritual search. Through the years, whenever I had a tough situation, especially the emotional, the relationship situations are what hit me the hardest. And last year I had a traumatic separation, and all the training, all the courses, or all the Finders courses, all the non-duality teachers, all the Zen meditation, everything just crumbled in a second. It all was just gone and it disappeared, and I was just drawn into this storm of feelings and pain and resentment and overthinking. And I was very frustrated because, like, I was thinking, where did all this training, all these meditations, I would meditate for days and days, for hours and hours, where did it all go? What was it for? Now that I need it, now that I have a crisis, where is it? It was very frustrating. And in that search, because I continued searching, I heard a very interesting sentence somewhere that said something about spiritual bypass. Meaning, you go and do all this spiritual work and you feel great and you're like walking on a cloud sometimes for days, and you have this experiences of oneness in nature and walking on sand and feeling every grain of salt of sand on your foot when you put your foot down on the sand. I mean, all these wonderful experiences, but they all disappear. Now the crisis comes in and it takes over and it just drags you down. So this spiritual bypass turns out it's even though you have all these experiences, you haven't worked out your traumas, the things you have down deep inside that have really affected your life profoundly as a child or later on, and they're still there and you haven't worked through them. And yes, you may have all these wonderful spiritual experiences, but if the trauma is still there, whenever you find yourself in a crisis situation, it just comes rushing out like dynamite. And that's what happened to me. So I continued searching and I read a couple of books on neuroscience that points to the body knowing what's going on even before the mind. which was very surprising for me because I had the idea that was the you got a thought and then it was transferred down to the body, and that's where you started feeling things. But this neuroscientists were saying that it's the other way around. The body knows, and then it sends a signal to the brain, and then you realize it from your mind. And I understood that very well because right before my traumatic separation, my body was just telling me there was something awfully wrong. I mean, but it was a burning feeling. It was an uncomfortable feeling. It was a feeling that I had to do something. I had to get out of there. It was like, it was not rational. It was just a feeling in my body. And I was very intrigued about that because it was extremely powerful. And sure enough, a week or 2 weeks later, all hell broke loose, and I separated. But the body told me, the body knew before the situation actually happened. And I read these two books from these two Spanish neuroscientists. Nazaret Castellanos is one of them. The book has a very beautiful name, The Bridge Where the Butterflies Live. And Ana Ibanez, another Spanish neuroscientist, and her book is Surprise Your Mind. And that's what they're talking about. So it was very surprising for me to find this out, and they're basing it on scientific studies, which is amazing. And I totally understood it because I had lived it. I mean, it was the body was telling me, and sure enough, the body was right. So I continued searching, and I found Sam Miller and her YouTube channel. And what she does is she has all this content, which is beautiful. She has these thumbnails that are vintage, very well done, very beautiful, very warm, cozy. And Sam herself is a character like no other. She's like from a different time, from a different dimension. She is absolutely lovely. She's amazing, and her voice, her message, her smoothness when she narrates the meditations is wonderful, and you go deep with her voice. And what she does basically in these meditations is to help you release all the trauma that is stuck in your body somewhere. Allowing, that's what she calls it. Allowing all those traumatic experiences, all the trauma stuck in your body, allowing it to surface, allowing it to show up and to be accepted, to be seen. Because normally what we do is we run away from it because we're scared. It's gonna hurt, it's painful, I don't want it. But it's just a feeling. That's what Sam shows. Just a feeling, and just allow it to be there. Be with it. And when you do that, it starts to disintegrate, to fade out. And it's absolutely wonderful because I have felt how this stuck resentment, pain that I still held or hold from the breakup, how it has started to fade away. I can feel it. So I absolutely recommend Sam Miller, her Great Allowing channel, YouTube channel, which is like an awakening, because that's what I've always been searching for, I guess. But there's no awakening if you do not work those traumas you have in you, because they will always surface if we haven't worked on them. Whenever there's a crisis situation, a tough situation, they will resurface. And hopefully with the work I'm doing with her, I'm also doing therapy. Um, this traumatic energy is being released, and new tough situations in life, well, they will be tough because life is tough, but hopefully they won't be so terribly demanding and almost incapacitating. Hopefully I'll be able to navigate the storm in an easier way. Thank you for listening, and I do recommend Sam Miller's YouTube channel.